This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. In the landscape of luxury watches, pricing, branding, and craftsmanship converge to create an illusion of heritage, exclusivity, and timeless value. Yet beneath the polished dials and satin finishes lies a far more complex narrative, one shaped not only by tradition, but increasingly by globalization, industrial outsourcing, and consumer perception. This video, brought to you by the luxury world, will explore the idea behind Rolex's price drop. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do so to stay informed about future updates. Take, for instance, the Mitsuda Black Bay Monochrome. Retailing at approximately $4,400, it offers a clean, understated dial, durable construction, and respectable mechanical performance. For many, this model serves as an entry point into the luxury watch space, quietly refined, reasonably priced, and designed to deliver subtle prestige. However, a pressing question arises. Is this timepiece an embodiment of horological integrity or merely an expertly packaged marketing effort cloaked in the aesthetics of luxury? Contrast this with the Rolex Submariner, an icon in the industry and a watch often regarded as the definitive symbol of success. Priced close to $10,000, it carries with it not only the weight of decades of heritage but also an aura of built-in social capital. Its design is instantly recognizable, its ownership respected, and its history deeply rooted in the Rolex mythology. Yet another question lingers. How much of this watch is genuinely Swiss-crafted, and how much simply adopts the appearance of Swiss prestige? Then, at the pinnacle of aspirational horology sits the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Extra Thin. Valued at $36,000, it represents an apex of minimalist design and technical finesse. Razor thin, impossibly elegant, and visually assertive, the Royal Oak is a symbol of ultra-luxury reserved for the elite. At this point, one expects more than understated excellence. One demands uncompromising quality and provenance. The deeper inquiry, then, is not just what these watches cost, but what these prices represent. Beyond the glittering exteriors and iconic shapes, what is a consumer truly purchasing when investing thousands, if not tens of thousands, into a luxury timepiece? A closer examination reveals that nearly 95% of the world's watches are not born in Switzerland, as widely believed, but in Shenzhen, China, a manufacturing epicenter that has quietly but powerfully reshaped the global watch industry. Far from the romanticized image of a craftsman nestled in a snow-covered Swiss village meticulously hand-assembling components under candlelight, today's reality leans more toward high-output factories, advanced automation, and rapid assembly lines operating under fluorescent lights. Investigative efforts into this dynamic uncovered patterns that challenge traditional narratives. Evidence suggests that while luxury watch buyers continue to pay premiums for what is perceived as Swiss-made exclusivity, substantial components of many such watches may originate from Chinese factories before undergoing final assembly or embellishment in Switzerland. Internal whistleblowers dismissed factory employees, and anonymous industry insiders have begun to shed light on practices that blur the lines between authenticity and marketing. Some were even terminated for revealing too much, yet their disclosures paint a compelling picture. Components, casings, and sometimes entire movements may be produced offshore before receiving the final touches that qualify them under Swiss labeling standards. This leads to the central issue. What does Swiss-made truly signify? According to current regulatory standards, the designation does not necessitate that the majority of a watch be constructed in Switzerland. Instead, it requires that 60% of the watch's value be derived from Swiss operations. This includes not only labor and materials, but also design, research, and administrative costs. Consequently, a watch can be predominantly manufactured in China, shipped to Switzerland for final assembly and testing, and still qualify as Swiss-made. The result is a marketing narrative rooted in heritage but sustained by global coordination and strategic accounting. Amid this emerging transparency, platforms such as TikTok and Reddit have become forums where luxury watch inconsistencies are publicly dissected. Viral videos have surfaced showing components with Rolex markings being transported in bulk from factories in Guangdong. These revelations prompted speculation about parallel production lines and OEM or original equipment manufacturer watches, pieces that are built using similar or identical parts to their brand name counterparts but are sold outside of authorized channels. In response to increasing scrutiny, some major brands have quietly adjusted pricing in select markets. Rolex, for instance, recently reduced prices on select models, such as the Submariner, GMT Master 2, and Oyster Perpetual, reportedly by as much as 20% in certain regions. These reductions were not accompanied by press releases or formal announcements. Rather, they appeared as discreet markdowns that watch enthusiasts quickly noticed and discussed across forums. Such silent repositioning suggests not strategic generosity, but reactive damage control. Complicating matters further is the parallel market, where so-called factory watches are built using either leftover or excess brand components. These are not counterfeits in the traditional sense, nor are they replicas devoid of quality. In many instances, they are functionally and materially identical to official models, lacking only the branded insignia or formal blessing of the brand. In private Telegram groups and niche online communities, consumers have bypassed official dealers and pursued these alternatives directly from manufacturers, often at dramatically reduced prices. Meanwhile, the narrative of Swiss exclusivity continues to unravel as former employees of renowned brands disclose discrepancies in production sourcing. One restorer of vintage watches discovered that replacement parts advertised as Swiss were manufactured in Asia. Upon questioning the origin, this individual was dismissed, a decision that prompted the release of photographic evidence and insider accounts confirming widespread outsourcing. Further complicating the public's understanding is the role of the media. Many luxury brands invest heavily in the very publications that report on their products. This financial relationship can create editorial blind spots, where critical reporting is deprioritized in favor of brand preservation. As a result, the burden of investigative exposure increasingly falls on independent creators, whistleblowers, and digital sleuths operating outside of mainstream media constraints. While some brands claim modest margins, such assertions rarely align with industry realities. Christopher Ward reportedly marks up watches by a factor of 3. Omega, closer to 4. Rolex, often more, 5 times or beyond. For example, a watch retailing for $6,000 may cost less than $1,200 to manufacture. The remainder covers dealer markups, brand taxation, distribution, and the intangible cost of exclusivity, the so-called chosen experience. Rolex, in particular, operates under a unique business model. As a privately held foundation, rather than a publicly traded company, it is not obligatory to disclose earnings or shareholder reports. Officially, it functions as a nonprofit, though it maintains an aura of opulence and unchallenged brand equity. Its mystique, bolstered by limited availability and cultivated scarcity, has enabled price points that often transcend logic. When prices decline in the midst of manufacturing scandals, such actions suggest a calculated effort to preserve brand image. These are not clearance sales. They are controlled reductions designed to manage perception while preserving desirability. A mid-scandal discount is not retail generosity, it is reputational triage in a luxury wrapper. Meanwhile, consumers have become more discerning. The assumption that large price tags automatically imply superior craftsmanship is increasingly challenged. TikTok videos and side-by-side comparisons of luxury watches with affordable lookalikes now highlight discrepancies in movement quality, luminosity, water resistance, and build materials. Watches once regarded as status symbols now risk being perceived as overpriced novelties if provenance is questioned. Nevertheless, luxury remains a subjective pursuit. For some, the purchase is about engineering excellence or design pedigree. For others, it is the social recognition, what is often referred to as the nod, that makes the investment worthwhile. In these cases, the price is not for the item itself, but for the perception it creates. The return on investment is not measured in resale value or technical innovation, but in perceived status and silent admiration. In conclusion, the current luxury watch ecosystem is navigating an era of increasing transparency, shifting consumer awareness, and globalized manufacturing. The romantic vision of Swiss artisanship remains a powerful marketing tool, but behind the curtain, industrial practices tell a more pragmatic story. As knowledge spreads and scrutiny intensifies, brands may be forced to reconcile their mythologies with modern expectations. Until then, the industry operates on a delicate balance of perception, price, and prestige. What are your thoughts on the topic we shared in this video? Let us know by leaving a comment and giving this video a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to the Luxury World for more insights into the world of luxury timepieces.